Two of the biggest and best roller coasters at Alton Towers broke down for the same amount of time and for what could appear to be the same reason, both with cranes outside ready to fix them. Well, I guess you could say they broke. Along with that, a fire engine was spotted at Legoland Windsor as the on-site hotel was evacuated, and a brand new ride coming to the UK may finally be ready to open, only like a month away from the end of the season. It's been one heck of a week because all that and even more has happened this past week in theme parks. Yes, welcome back to the #1 news series rated by nobody. This past week in theme parks, where we take a look at the news in the past week at theme parks. And oh boy, there's been a lot this week. So you want to be sure you watch till the end, and you want to be sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already, because I do episodes of this series every single week and much more. Today I am going on a theme park trip, but this time I have no idea what theme park I'm going to. Whoa! Why are we glitching like that? Guess it's a mystery. Which, to be honest, with the amount of news there is today, getting through all of this very quickly would also be a mystery if it wasn't for the quickfire news segment. Yahoo! Starting in China, where a relocated dive coaster had a very extravagant name before it moved, being called Dive Coaster. And now, having moved and had some added theming on it, it's now called the Circus Roller Coaster. Genuinely don't know which name I hate more. But moving slightly over to Vietnam, we're moving a lot this episode. A roller coaster called Sky Rush is apparently about to start testing with the trains on the track. And no, I'm not talking about that beautiful Sky Rush over in America. I'm talking about this thing here. What on earth is that? I mean, the train looks like a toy car, and that turntable or tilt track, whatever the hell that is, scares me way too much, and I would definitely not ride that thing. But tell you what you can ride very soon. In late 2027, Lost Mine Mayhem in Dreamworld, Australia. You might not remember, but if you've been following this series for a while, which if so, thank you. Dreamworld actually closed their Moto Coaster, which was like a, well, not a motorbike, but what do they call them? A quad bike coaster. They closed that and everyone thought, oh, it's going to be gotten rid of. But no, they're actually redoing it into Lost Mine Mayhem. And with it came some very interesting concept art that's clearly made with AI. And if you can't tell where they've used it, if you zoom into these explosives back there, what does that box say? My favourite Western mine town item. Sad to see AI used, but $20 million refurbishment on that ride. Very nice. And as we move over to Europe, I went on the internet and I found this. Look, it's a little roller coaster called L'Saurus. What's so funny about that? Well, it's at a fairground in France, and the funny part comes when you look at the bottom of the supports that are literally held up by pieces of brick balanced on other pieces of brick or barrels. What the hell happens if one of them falls? I don't really want to find out. Either way, we're going to jet over to America, where it seems like at Epic Universe, a lot is going on in Dark Universe, where a new permit has been filed to change the Curse of the Werewolf seat to make it more accommodating to guests. And to be honest, those trains are horrible, because I'm quite tall. These knees right here bash into the front of them constantly, so any more room on that would be amazing. And Dark Universe itself has a lot more room, because now it has been spotted in the expansion plot for that area, shout out to Bio Reconstruct, that you can actually see them preparing that land for whatever future attraction lies in that space. Talking of new attractions, Silver Dollar City are now building their mine train, opening in 2027, and the track/supports have actually gone vertical for that now. Disney have supposedly patented a new system that will warn riders about their specific personal fears before those moments hit on a ride. It is insane what technology can do nowadays. How's it going to warn you about that? Say you're on like the Tower of Terror or something, and you're in the pre-show and it's saying, you unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. You've just crossed over into Jump scare alert! I don't know how that'll work, but it sounds quite cool, so fair play. Although what's not cool is Steel Vengeance over at Cedar Point. Not that the roller coaster's not cool, but what I'm about to say isn't cool on it. That has been pictured closed for a day or two with a crane suspended over it, and no one has any clue what is going on with that. They might just be replacing and refurbishing some of the wood structure, or they could be taking it back to Mean Streak. We'll never know. But that's not the only ride to have a crane outside of it and be closed for multiple days. Keep watching to see that story. Continuing over to Europe, news seems to have dropped that Super Splash at Hansa Park will close and be removed to make way for something brand new in the future. Which is a shame, because I do love a good water ride and we just seem to be losing every single Log Flume in existence. But if they've got something cool planned, then I am down to see it. And we don't know exactly what's going there, but elsewhere we do, because over at Energylandia, as much as we don't know the exact layout or anything of the coaster, purple B&M track has been spotted on site, and with the brake configuration and the size and length and width of the track, it appears to be a B&M winged roller coaster, which is very interesting going to that park. I'm sure we'll have a rough idea on what that coaster is going to be like soon, as we might get a better idea of what the new Efteling coaster is going to be like. Mission Luminar, which has had a brand new concept image specifically of the actual train itself, released by Vekoma. And I mean, I say it's for Efteling, but obviously this is for any Vekoma glider coming anywhere around the world. And supposedly construction may have begun already for that. And as much as one new roller coaster might be nice, how about 3 entire new theme parks that are going to be built in France with an investment of 6 billion euros, and it's going to be very nearby to Paris, which is very interesting to see how that will fare up with Disneyland. But it looks like the 3 theme parks will be located on the same site as a previous theme park once was in France that was known as Mirapolis Theme Park. I'm so bad at pronouncing things. And the 3 parks included will be an aquatic water park, potentially some sort of manga or Dragon Ball theme park, and even a Six Flags park. Because yes, that is right, this is being funded and made by the same company behind Six Flags Qiddiya. So who's to say France couldn't get the next Falcon's flight or something near to that, because yeah, France and Saudi Arabia have signed that agreement for those 3 new theme parks, and I'd be very intrigued to see what they're like. And of course, being from the UK, one of the things I found most interesting is the fact that apparently Qiddiya were between France, England and Spain, eventually selecting France for these 3 parks. So there is a chance we could have actually seen these Qiddiya parks come to the UK, which would have been very, very interesting. But let's see how that fares up in France. I'm sure there'll be some amazing coasters and rides there, even if it's only happening due to that huge cash injection from Saudi Arabia. But we move swiftly to the UK. I just spoke about the UK. And now we're here. Well, first up, a little bit of my own news. Rita 100 is less than a month away, and it's already up to 20 extra laps. Now we have raised over £6,000 for it, so if you could spare anything, £1, £2, £5, £10, whatever it is, please be sure to go and donate via the link in the description. Also, in my own world, you may have heard of Isle of Discovery and Discovery Studios. Well, a brand new theme park in that line of Discovery parks, the 3rd one to complete that trio, will be commencing construction on Friday the 28th of August. And you don't want to miss that, so make sure you subscribe. Thorpe Park Fright Nights have been announcing every single day a new or returning attraction, and we are yet to see the new maze that's coming there, but I'm sure as soon as I post this video they would have already posted that. Lightwater Valley up in Yorkshire might have the world's largest travelling indoor roller coaster on its way to that park. Some digging done by Theme Park Insanity and Official Parkverse, shout out to them, shows that Holland Blitz, which is a roller coaster owned by the Mellors Group, seems to be making its way over to Lightwater Valley as the new upcoming 2027 thrill coaster. And I've actually never seen that entire ride before, so that'll be very interesting if that does go there, and I would love to have a ride on it, although I really hope that because they're all travelling rides, they don't just stay there for a bit and then move. I do hope they get some permanent stuff eventually down the line. As I hope also in Yorkshire that Flamingo Land can finally get their new ride open, known as Margie, and it should be opening very, very soon, because it seems like final preparations are underway for that, where they're testing video and stuff in the actual station, ready for the opening. I mean, it's getting towards the end of the year, so they've left it a little while. We just had about 4 heat waves. It would have been perfect for that. But I'd love to see it open either way, and hopefully when it does, I'll get down there to show you guys it. Everybody at Legoland Windsor, specifically in the Woodland Lodges, seem to have been completely evacuated, that being the entire village of them, and it appears the cause of this evacuation was the fact there was a fire in a woodland barrel, and luckily no one was injured, and anyone staying in that barrel or whatever was either sent home with compensation or relocated to another hotel. Shout out to the Legoland staff and also the fire brigade for dealing with that. But with that being said, they haven't had a fire, because otherwise that would be all over the news. But Alton Towers have had some problems of their own, because 2 of their biggest roller coasters in the past week have actually been closed for a couple days long, one after the other, with a crane positioned outside, and it's not fully known what has happened with these rides. But the first one to go was Nemesis Reborn, and it pretty much just stopped on the lift hill and just never reopened. Because, you know, at the end of the day, they normally stick one train in the maintenance bay and then stick the other in the station. Nope, I'm pretty sure they just had that train stuck on the lift hill all day long for almost 2 days straight, whilst it literally just sat there doing nothing. And like I said, there was a crane on site, so I'm not too sure what went on, but at first, whatever it was looked pretty major. But fair play to Towers, because they managed to get that back open literally like that within 2 days, and they can move the crane away from Nemesis Reborn and get up and running on that. Until the Smiler then broke down for the same amount of time with another crane outside of it. Now, there is a chance that this was just some maintenance or something, but I really don't think that's the case, because they would not do that in the middle of summer, because that would be a stupid idea. But maybe there was some unplanned maintenance that just had to be done right there and then, so they had to shut up shop. But again, why was the Nemesis train stuck on the lift hill? It's all if, buts and maybes, no absolutes. So yeah, the Smiler followed with another crane outside being shut for 2 days like Nemesis was. And I actually did visit the park when the Smiler was shut all day, and like I said, I don't think this was planned maintenance, because my god, the queues because of that were absolutely outrageous. But again, Alton Towers did an amazing job at getting that up and running, whatever it might have been that was wrong, and those 2 rides appear to be up and running ever since. I can actually check the app for you right now. Park's not even open yet, never mind. But the Smiler and Nemesis Reborn are back, which is amazing to see, and it's also amazing to see quite a lot of this news, except from the fires and AI and stuff. That's not good. But what has been your favourite news this week? Leave it in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future very exciting content. And whilst we've talked about the Smiler, go and check out a video where I talked about some insane roller coaster world records with the Smiler included. Right there. There's some weird ones. Someone rode a ride for like 400 hours straight. I mean, I'm doing Rita for 100 laps, and I thought that was a lot.